Tell me, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? I don't know. I just asked that of all my viewers before I review Joker figures inspired by the 1989 Batman. Let's do that next here in the Poindexter Lounge. What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and guess what? It's time for another toy review. That's right, we're back in the toy room. We're doing toy reviews. I'm excited. Now look, I've already gone over the 89 Batman inspired figure from Mattel with these DC Multiverse figures. These came out last year. They were kind of the end of the run, towards the end of the run of Mattel's Multiverse figures, and so I really like the Batman. I did kind of a two-part thing where we also showed the NECA knockoff version of the 89 Batman, and 89 Batman is seeming to be a little hot right now given the fact that Michael Keaton may indeed come back to the DC universe. So hey, look, this is a cool Joker. It goes along with that Batman, and we're going to review it now. But hey, if this is your first time to the Poindexter Lounge, just know that the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. So if you like things like TV shows, games, movies, sci-fi, fantasy, superheroes, comic books, toys, and anything that has to do with those things, you're going to want to be here, all right? We are nearing 10,000 subscribers, and we want you to subscribe. So subscribe today. Subscribe. Do it now. Just hit that button while you're thinking about it so you don't forget about it. Don't let this be one of those channels that you just keep coming back to and you keep watching, but you never subscribe. We would love to have you subscribe so that we know that you're part of this, and also hit that notification bell so that you can know when we put out new videos, because you'll get a little reminder. You know, that's always nice to get a little reminder. It says, hey, Poindexter Lounge is doing something right now. So do that today. All right, let's go ahead and review this figure right now. All right, here is our Joker right here. He's looking good in this blue packaging, as you can see right here with the yellow background. It's got the little Mattel logo down here. This is the last of one of these Mattel figures that I have to do reviews on. But I wanted to get these reviews in because just they're cool figures, and even though they're not making them anymore, they're still cool figures to go over, and if you can still find one, they're awesome to get. So I always liked the blue packaging. I thought that was always really cool. I kind of say that in all the videos, but it just looked really nice. So let's go ahead and look at it now. Up here, it's got the choking hazard, the warning up there. The Batman 80 years logo because he celebrated 80 years. The DC logo etched in the top like that. Up here it says the Joker. Over here we got the DC Comics Originals logo. I think now, I'm not sure, but maybe they were thinking about doing more inspired figures based on older properties, because this was on both this figure and, of course, the Batman figure that we went over for the 89 Batman. So I think that that's kind of what that is just kind of a callback to old figures, and we'll see how this figure relates to the old Joker figure. Got a nice window here. You can see he's got a cane with this really cool jester with a skull head there. And of course, this is his acid that we'll see later comes out of his flower. It's a good picture of the Joker there. That's classic comic book Joker right there. I mean, it doesn't get any more classic than that look right there. Down here we have the DC logo with the Multiverse logo, and of course, the Mattel logo. Over here on the side, it's got the DC Comics Originals logo. It's got this wonderful full color, a little bit more of him, as you can see there, of the Joker. And of course, the DC Multiverse logo at the bottom. On the other side, we've got the DC Comics Originals logo. We got this more close-up picture of the Joker, and once more, the DC Multiverse logo. Here is the back of the box. It says DC Originals, the Joker. The Clown Prince of Crime wants to get the last laugh in his never-ending battle with Batman. It's a great picture. It's a really good likeness from the comic books for sure. Down here, these are the three figures that came in the set. I'm still confused as to why they've got Poison Ivy here. These two figures were obviously inspired by Tim Burton's 89 Batman. This not so much. Poison Ivy not so much. These look a lot nicer. This figure not so much. It's kind of weird. She doesn't have the bright red hair. She doesn't have I don't know, there's just not much to her. And I don't understand why these three figures were paired together. Paired together? Do you call three figures paired together? I don't know. What they were put together in this set. But down here, we just got some more information about where it's from. Of course, more logos and all that good stuff. Here is the bottom of the box with the UPC symbol and all of the various logos. All right, it's time. And one of the things that I love about these boxes as compared to the McFarlane stuff is there's not a little card in there, so I can just rip these to shreds. So let's go ahead and do that now. Well, that came out really easy. One of the things you will notice that I thought was really cool that they did with this and the Batman figure, and I didn't really mention it so much with the Batman figure, but on the original cards for these original figures back in the late 80s, early 90s, it had this scheme. It had like this yellow and kind of darker yellow scheme to it with these dots and everything. And so that's really a cool throwback that unless you know, you wouldn't know. Here is the Joker in his plastic bubble. As you can see, this is how he comes. This is all the stuff with him. If you look on the back, there's no reason not to just pop him out because he's got nothing going through any holes or anything like that. So let's get him out of there. First, we'll take out his cane. Make sure that we don't break that. Looking good. Let's get that acid out there. Very careful with these little flowers. And 2. And now Joker coming at you in 3D. Okay, it wasn't that over the top, but you get it. Let's talk about it. Here we have Mr. J himself with all of his accessories out of the packaging. And now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the sculpt. This is so 80s Joker. This is the Joker that I grew up with. It's a mix because you can tell that it's kind of a mix between that classic Joker long face along with the Jack Nicholson face. You can see this little hybrid thing kind of going on. And that's just a really nice sculpt of the mouth and the nose and the hair. As you can see, the receding hairline, the widow's peak there. And just really nice all around. Let's take a look at this hair. This hair is bright green. It looks like I got a couple smudges up here at the top of mine, but that's okay. Maybe those will wipe off, but even so, it's still okay. And the hair just looks really good there. So he's got this coat that is on top of his vest and shirt underneath with this tie that has a little bit of give to it. It comes up just a little bit, but for the most part, it's sculpted right in. It's got this little hole here, and that's where his flower goes. He's got 2 flowers that could possibly go in there, so we'll take a look at that. Other than that, I mean, it's got the nice, vest right there that's sculpted in with some buttons. Those look good. Looks really nice right there. Of course, you got his buttons back here, the tailoring. This tails that come up like that, so they're not split. Usually those would be split, but this is all one piece, as you can see right there. And other than that, it's just kind of a jacket, but it looks nice. Here are the pants. They've got some pleats and, of course, some ridges to them, like that. They're pretty plain. He's got his spats down here, these nice shoes that he's got going on here with the white and kind of a maroon color to go along with the purple. Let's take a look at the articulation. Here is his face. I never get tired of that. His head will go all the way around, and mine is nice and tight on there. Now, this is on a pretty cool joint, so his head actually, you're going to get some nice upward movement out of this head, as you can see here. Now, there's a little bit of color issues right down there with that yellow, but I don't know, it's okay. But you can see here where they painted the white over the yellow of the collar. But other than that, he will it does not go side to side, but he's got a lot of down movement there for that chin to go right into his chest, and then of course to be able to go up just like that, so you can have him cackling at Batman. His arm goes out as such, and of course all the way around on the joint right there. He does have a bicep swivel, but not much of a bicep like some of these other figures. He's not that strong. He's more about his mind and his craziness. All right, he's got a double bending elbow, as you can see there. He does not come with an extra set of hands, but his hands go around like that, and of course have a hinge on them to go back and forth. His other arm does the same crazy Joker stuff. Now here are his hands. They both are, I mean, this is an open-ended hand, but it's more closed than this hand. I'm surprised that they didn't give him a gun of any kind, because they gave him a hand that kind of looks like it should be holding a gun. But there you go. There are his hands. The Joker does have the standard ab crunch for these DC Multiverse figures. As you can see right there, it does go around. He will twist at the waist. I've become used to the McFarlane toys that twist mid-torso. You can get a little bit more of a posability with that, but this is just fine. Joker is very limber and can, of course, do the splits. Better than I'm guessing Jack Nicholson could back then. He's got some good leg movement, and the leg will go around. I'm not going to push it, though, because it kind of sticks about right there. He does have an upper thigh rotation right there. And, of course, a double bending knee. His foot will go around, but I suggest being very careful when doing that because of the pant legs. It kind of pushes it off a little bit. It goes up and down, and it's one of these things right here where you got a little bit of room between the foot and the joint itself. And the other leg is just as crazy Joker. Let's take a look at the accessories now. This is his cane. As you can see here, this looks like it should fit into something or go into something. I got a little bit of flash there still at the end. That, folks, just so you know, a little bit of trivia. When you see little pieces of plastic on the end of things, those are extruder flash, where the plastic was shot into a mold, and there's a little bit left over. I know that because I worked in a plastic factory for a while when I was really young. There's some history for you. This head looks really cool. You can see the Jester's hat, and this sculpting is nice with the skull there. Maybe he killed Skeletor, because these villains, you know, they got to take each other out. Now here is something that is really cool, and I'm going to show both of these. So this is his flower, and of course we all know that the Joker has a flower that usually spits acid, you know, sprays acid on his victims. And so you have one here that's just for looks, and then you have one here that you can connect and have it spit acid. Let's look at what this one for looks looks like. So you see this just plugs right in, and now he's got a nice little lapel. Nice little lapel flower. Look at that, so innocent, so dainty. But wait, when the Joker needs to take someone out in a hurry, that's when you switch it for this one. And of course, this one goes right in as well. But now it has a hole. What are you going to put in there? Well, there, you got acid to spray. And this, of course, will go right into the front of this. Just like that. And it's kind, you know, it's kind of a funny look. To be honest with you, it's probably not how you're going to display it. I mean, maybe you might. I don't know. But it is kind of a funny look for the figure. If you're going to display him from the side, you probably want to push it that way, because the bottom is just kind of concave, and it doesn't look the same. This side's nice and smooth and looks like acid spraying out. This side just looks, I mean, it's just concave. So there's a word you don't say often, and I just said it twice. Concave. And there was a third time. So that's what it looks like. Coming right at you in 3D. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other figures to compare this Joker to. So here are some figures that we can compare this new Joker to. This is the McFarlane Joker, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But as you can see here, this is obviously the Joker that the Mattel Joker is based off of. And this is the Joker that was originally made for the 1989 movie. You can see they're very similar. Obviously, there's the purple suit, there's the teal vest, the yellow shirt, the teal little tie there, the flower, the same color scheme as far as the mouth and the look there with the mouth wide open, and the green hair. And then, of course, also the spats as well. That's, you know, it's very similar. And, of course, this figure here had a little pump to it. I don't have the pump, but you could put it in there and you could put water in it and it would spray water out. So it didn't have the little plastic piece to put in, but it would spray water out. Here is a side-by-side comparison of the Mattel Joker with the newest Joker from McFarlane Toys. And as you can see here, it's interesting because these are both at the same price point. They're both at a $20 price point, yet the McFarlane toy, it has a more realistic look to it. Obviously, this is meant to be kind of cartoony, But just, I mean, look at the McFarlane toy compared. There's a lot more articulation. There's just a lot more going on here. There's a lot more quality put into it. Not that this Joker is a bad figure at all. I don't want to make it sound that way at all, because this Joker is a nice Joker for what it is. These Mattel figures were fine for what they are. They were playable toys that kids could play with. And, you know, and these are McFarlane toys, are toys that kids could definitely play with. But they also have a collector's look to them. I mean, something like this with the gold buttons and all of this stuff, like right on your shelf, is going to look super nice. And then, of course, the sculpting of the face and everything. I mean, it's just very, very creepy. And that's how the Joker is kind of nowadays. You know, this is definitely an 80s representation of the Joker. But, you know, I love them both. I love them both. You know, no complaints from me. And then here's the Joker with Batman. These guys size up pretty nice to each other. You can see there that's supposed to be the Michael Keaton Batman, even though he doesn't have the same lip structure as Michael Keaton. But you can tell that they are definitely inspired by the 1989 version of each character. So these are a nice set to get together. Like I said, I don't really understand the Poison Ivy that is in the set with these. It's in the three figures that are on the back of the boxes. But these two, definitely, you got to get them. You got to have them together, and they display really nicely. Or if you're just a kid, I would want them. If I was a kid and I still watched the 1989 Batman, I would definitely want these figures. And you can guarantee that if Michael Keaton does come back to the role, there's going to be a lot of people watching that movie. Well, guys, that is my review of the 1989 inspired Joker from Mattel Toys and their DC Universe line. What did you guys think of this figure? Do you guys like this figure? Is this something that you have? Is this something that you got right away that maybe you were able to find in stores? Or maybe you wanted this figure and you haven't been able to find it yet? Let me know down in the comment section. You know, that's some of the joys and the sorrows of toy collecting sometimes, is sometimes there are figures that we just see, you know, just take up space forever on the pegs, and we're like, who in the world wants these things? Nobody's buying these things. And then there are other places in the country or even the world where people are just wishing that that same figure would show up in their area. It's just part of life. But hey, let me know down in the comments. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think of this figure. Let me know what you think of these reviews, because I would love your feedback and to know what figures maybe you'd like for me to review. If there's figures coming out that you'd like me to talk about, hey, if I'm getting them, I will definitely talk about them for you, because I want to make sure that you guys get the most out of what you want out of our toy reviews. Also, you know what? Don't just leave a comment here, but also follow us on social media, because there we can continue the conversation long after the video is done. That's what we're all about here at the Poindexter Lounge, is of course community. And so if you follow us on social media, you can share with me your favorite toys, how you display the toys that I review, and also show me your toy room. Now here's the thing, also I'm trying to put together a toy council, a Poindexter toy council. And if you are into toys, if you got some toys, show me what you're working with. Tell me what you got, and let's talk, because I would love to do some programs where we actually talk about toys, talk about collecting, talk about some of our favorite things, some of the pros, the cons, the joys, the sorrows. And if that sounds like something that you'd like to be a part of, make sure to reach out to me, because I won't be able to find you unless you do that, all right? So please do that today. Also, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. You're just fantastic, and we're so grateful that you guys partner with us. If you have not become a Patreon supporter yet, you're going to want to do that, because you get, you get free stuff, and that's just it. You get free stuff. This month, of course, for the month of June, we got a giveaway that is for our Weird Al Yankovic, the Complete Al DVD, and so one of our patrons is going to get that, and you're going to want to get on that, because, well, let's be honest, Weird Al is awesome. And it just can't be said any other way. Also, you're going to want to come back next time, because next time we're going to be reviewing this bad boy. That's right, the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman from Detective Comics 1000 blue variant. This guy looks so cool. From the minute that I saw him online, I knew he must be mine. And these are starting to show up all over the country. So we're going to go ahead and review that and take a look at it and compare it with the original figure that we've already done a review for. Thanks for joining me, guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you. You know what? And if you would just subscribe, that'd be great. We're nearing 10,000 subscribers, and we would love for you to be here, because it's a great community of people. And it's not because of us. It's because of the people who are here. And so please, join up, all right? Hit that subscribe button, also that notification bell. And the best thing that you could do, oh my goodness, the thing that would mean the most and we would be honored if you would do is share this video. Share it on your social media. Tell other people, maybe tweet about it, do something, but tell other toy enthusiasts that we're around and that we're doing these videos, all right? And we would really, really appreciate that from you. Until next time, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet, just saying, never dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. We'll see you next time.